Hola from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Wednesday, y'all. I decided to call it Wednesday Woosah. You know, even though words is cool, but we try to keep it nice and chill in here. I'm trying to do my house cleaning at the same time, but I'm of course waiting on my YouTube on my. What is going on? Lord have mercy. I'm waiting for my YouTube to come up on my laptop. Ah, okay. I'm in the chat. It's just doing some weird stuff. Okay, there it is. It's coming up. It's coming up. So I can see what's going on. Hey, Uppity Unicorn. Hey, Petty Murphy. Now I can see the chat because it takes a minute for things to come up in StreamYards. So now I'm going to share out my stream on my side. God, what is going on with my internet? On my laptop, it's just moving really slow. Really slow. But I did post out a new video today. It was the 40 question challenge. And this thing is just doing some weird stuff right now. YouTube on my desktop is doing some weird stuff, y'all. It's like it keeps kicking me out of the chat. It keeps kicking me out of my own daggone chat on the desktop. Okay, I think I'm in. Hey, Willie. How are you? So I did put out the 40 question challenge today. So if you have not had a chance to take a look at that, please, please, please do so. Hey, Portal, I see you. I'm just doing a little house cleaning right now. Posting out, sharing on my own stream. Come through. DC can't spell. We are live. All right, so now it's out there. Hey, Nat, how are you? So yeah, I did the 40 question challenge. Shouts out to Deacons of Defense for challenging me to do it. And I did turn around and challenge some other folk. So I challenged, people in a couple of different communities. I did challenge a couple of autism moms out there. And then I challenged, some of the people whose channels I support and who support me as well. But I think it's going to be fun seeing everybody's videos. I tried something different with my thumbnail. And, instead of, making it Chronicles of a, RT Autism Mom, the big theme of it, I actually this time made what it was about, the big scene, the big theme of it, and did a thumbnail kind of sort of like that. So I hope you guys like that thumbnail. I'm just trying to make my thumbnails pop more so that when I'm putting out videos, that I can drive, more people to look at my videos just based on my thumbnail. Y'all know I'm trying to learn this stuff. I'm trying to learn, and sorry, y'all, I'm sitting here eating. I'm eating jambalaya. Y'all know I'm always eating. How does DC stay so skinny and she's always eating? I don't know, y'all. It's because I'm not always eating my favorite food. If I was always eating French fries, and, well, crabs wouldn't make me gain weight, but the French fries do. Especially those McDonald's fries that I swear they dip in sugar. Because McDonald's fries go to my thighs. But I had a lot of fun making the video. I even put a tiny snippet, like about I think maybe 10 seconds. No, it was probably more than that. About 20 seconds of an old karaoke video of me. That somebody did 10 years ago when YouTube first started. And the thing is that if you don't know my first name, the legal first name, the one my parents named me, you will never find the video. But I was doing some of my testing. I told you guys I just figured out how to do screen record. I just figured out how to do it. But the reason I just figured out how to do it is because I just bothered to figure out how to do it. And so I screen recorded that little snippet. Hey, Kizzy, of me singing a rock song into the 40 question challenge. And I had a lot of fun, putting all the little pictures in it, of different things, answering my questions. I thought it was pretty fun. I even, put a masked up picture of me and Bay in the middle of there. So y'all got to see them all masked up though. Oh. Just put a comment try putting a comment under one of the videos, Willie. Maybe that'll work. You up late, Kizzies. You up late, girl. So this weekend is the last official holiday of the summer, even though this has been like a weird summer for all of us. I mean, let's just, those of us who like going to the beach probably have not been to the beach because we ain't trying to catch nothing. And this is the last weekend of the summer, so to speak. Well, the last holiday. And I am trying to get. I'm in the process of having some Maryland crabs overnighted to California from the Chesapeake Bay, so that I can have some for Labor Day. Because we're up. Because see, officially, as of yesterday, technically, we're not supposed to be getting any more Maryland crabs because all months with an R in them are the months that they're spawning, but we're like right at the beginning. So they haven't really properly spawned yet. So I'm gonna get the last of the Maryland crabs that I can get until next May. Okay, that's so. I thank you for coming through, Kizzy. I know. Yeah, I'm working earlier hours now, guys. I'm starting work um West Coast time, 6:30 in the morning. But that's good because that means that I'm gonna catch things that happen like first thing in the morning where you guys are just getting to work. Used to be when DC was just getting up out to bed. Now I'll be able to jump on those and hear them while I'm drinking my morning coffee. The cold will kill the virus. Well, we know that the cold will not kill this virus. We also know that the heat will not kill this virus that's going around. Okay? We're about to go into flu season. We're about to hit flu season, y'all. And I mean, they're talking about they're coming up with some vaccine, but I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. You know, my son's dad, who did test positive for it and did have, I mean, he got the bad one, but he's doing much better now. I mean, he's doing much, much better. Thank God. Y'all know that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has tested positive. I mean, I told you guys yesterday that someone in Hollywood, in the part of Hollywood that's opened back up, which is the commercials, doing commercials, has started opening back up. That one of the casting directors passed away yesterday, and I believe he went back to work like maybe a month ago, and now he's gone, 51 years old. They're still talking about it today too, but it looks like y'all they trying to push this football season, and y'all know what? DC is trying to get away from SoFi Stadium. I do not want to live in this area. I don't want to live too close to this, especially with my son. Yeah, because it's about to be popping around here. Even though, quote unquote, fans are not going to be supposed to be going to the games. Okay, let's see. I'm going to see how that's going to work. I really want to see how that's going to work. You know, I mean, because didn't people already pay for tickets and stuff way before now? Are they going to refund all the ticket money, you know, for their empty stadium? It's just going to be crazy. But I mean, it's happening all over the world because, they're pushing the to have professional sports going, and communities are starting to open back up because as of today, In the county in California that I live in, the hair salons and barbers are able to finally open up and allow customers inside their salons and barbershops at 25% capacity. But that means at least they can have their businesses open back up. Obviously, have doors open, be well ventilated, everybody wearing masks. Speaking of barbershops and salons opening up, Nancy Pelosi was in a salon inside, not outside, in the San Francisco area 2 days ago against San Francisco's policy. And so it's, they're having a field day with it. But supposedly the salon owner told her it was okay. Hey, Blind Needle. So she's here breaking the law in the state that her nephew is the governor of. Because I told y'all that Gavin Newsom is her nephew. And then y'all know that his first wife is the girlfriend of one of the Trump sons. I believe Donald Jr. is with Gavin Newsom's ex-wife. Well, here's the thing. A lot of barbershops, like there's a barbershop around the corner from my house. They've been open. They were just doing their customers out on the patio on the side of the barbershop. But they had brought the chairs out there, and they would have like 2 customers at a time at separate ends of the tent that they had outside. I've seen some salons and some barbers figuring out a way to do it outside. And I think that there's some who've been doing it inside regardless. But now they'll be able to open their businesses back up. And I think that it will be that they won't have the issues that some of the other businesses have, because number one, they've got to go through so much training to become a barber or a cosmetologist. It's a lot of hours. And as a matter of fact, barbers have to go through more hours. Isn't that crazy? Barbers have to go through more hours than hairstylists do. I have a friend who's a master barber. That's how I knew. That's here in the state of California, though. But they're about to start opening up malls for inside service. They've already opened them in Orange County. Now they're about to open them in LA County. I mean, to me, it's scary, but I know it's going to happen, anyway, because here's the thing. Even though I think a lot of us are in agreement that probably we should not have opened up the country as quickly as we did, it's too late to go back and weep about that, because once you started opening up, you couldn't really roll back a whole lot. They just couldn't do that. So personally, I just think people need to continue to do the things that they have been doing. Those of us who have not caught anything, continue doing things that we've been doing so that we stay healthy. Hey, Terry. That's what I think. But I just, just looking at how things are starting to open up. I mean, y'all know I do my own hair. So I'm not fixing to go to a hair salon. And, you know, my son is in desperate need of a barber, though. Let me just say that. He's in desperate need. But he had been able to go to his barber a couple of times during the pandemic because his barber was doing the outside service. You know, but I'm not the one who handled him going to the barber shop. That's dad. Sorry, but not sorry. I mean, I can take him to the barber shop if I have to. But I figured that since that's something he does and he helps him with his shaving and everything, I'm going. That's part of his his role in being a father. That's part of showing our son things that he needs to do as an adult. Just looking to see what you guys are saying. So I don't know how to feel about things opening back up. I I guess the fact that some things have are already open probably has it so that it's just gonna, you know, continue because the stores were around me. All they weren't in inside mall, so those stores were already opening, and stores like Old Navy's and your Rosses, your Targets, those stores were already opening. Limited capacity, but they open. You know, they literally let a couple of customers in at a time. So I mean, businesses, the businesses that have been doing that are going to continue to be doing it that way. I hope, because I would hate to see that as they start to open up more businesses, that stores like Target start going to full capacity. And I personally rather see the line outside. That means there's not that many people in the store, and if I have to go in there, I'm less likely to be exposed to somebody who might be walking around with something. Hey, travel around. How are you? Thank you for coming. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, we've watched the rest of the world doing their opening up, but even though things are still are going to be opening up and everything, I still don't think, and this is my personal humble opinion, that this rush to open everything back up is going to change people who already have a specific view of 45 in regards to how he has handled or not handled, or make the states handle things instead of acting as you know the president should be protecting the people. That means protecting their health as well. um, I don't think that that's going to change the people who have those feelings about him's mind. I don't. um, I'm sure that he is blaming the businesses taking so long to open up. Everything is blamed on the Democrats. But at some point, 45 has got to take ownership for things. And that's what people's problem is with him. This man takes no ownership for anything. He blames everyone for everything. How can you do that and call yourself the president of the United States? If you take no ownership of anything, he doesn't want to take the blame for nothing. And I don't want a leader who can't, you know, stand in his wrongdoing and accept responsibility. I don't want that kind of leader. That's weak leadership to me. And then we have schools that are starting to open back up. Now, in Los Angeles County, and you know, guys, I was always fearful about what was going on with the kids who are in special ed, because my son was in special education and he had an IEP all the way through school. And my concern was about what is happening to these children doing this online stuff. So they finally are going to allow children who are on IEPs and need that one-on-one and they can't succeed with online. They actually need to be in the classrooms with the teachers. They are about to allow those children to go back to school for in-person in 2 weeks, the week after next. Now, do I agree that there should be some distance learning? Absolutely. But for children who are special needs, who are in special ed, specifically, I'll talk about those on the autism spectrum. A lot of them are not able to do the online stuff. They're not going to be focused, and they may need that more hands-on instruction. And it depends on what their IEP says as far as what they're supposed to be able to do or what their goals are. And there's no way that the teachers can help them to meet these educational goals through distance learning. I promise you, they can't, because they can be things as simple as learn how to tie their shoes. Now, the last time I checked, you have to be right there to show somebody how to tie their shoes. It's kind of a, y'all are together while you're doing this exercise. Oh, y'all schools aren't going until January 31st. Well, only ones that they are talking about right now are the ones on the IEPs, and ones who may need like adaptive, behavior therapy services, speech therapy, things that were at the school that they can't be done through a Zoom meeting. You got to have that. You have to be right in front of a kid to administer speech therapy. It doesn't work in a Zoom meeting because their attention is going to be gone someplace else in 2 seconds, and you're not right there physically to redirect them. Hey, save yourself, Black woman. How are you, sis? How are you? Thank you for coming. But like, I totally understand for children who are special education. Those are also smaller classes in the first place. At least I would say here they generally don't have more than maybe 10 students in a class. You know, these are not these 20, 30 student classes when it's a special ed. They're much smaller classes. So they should be able to do the social distancing for the students that are going to have to come into the classroom. I'm just reading what you guys are saying. See, it's good that they have that going back there where you are, Kizzy, but I'm telling you, it's a scary situation for the kids who are in special education on the autism spectrum out here, not being able to be in the classroom. Because I've been on calls like all summer long, speaking to the regional centers, which kind of handle the stuff, the other services that are outside of the education, and a lot of parents, were dealing with things, and it was tough because they couldn't get the services, and even now, adults aren't getting any services. So I'm about to make some services for my son. Y'all gonna see some videos with the things that I'm gonna be doing. Because, you know, this is crazy. And somebody's getting paid to give my son services that he's not getting, you know, so that he would be able to get out there and get a job eventually. Eventually. But we're going to be doing some things because I'm going to be working with him on some gardening. And then I'm going to do some art therapy with him. Just trying to get, things together to do these things. We're also going to probably do some music therapy. But the music therapy I probably won't bring to YouTube because we're not getting any copyright strikes. We're not doing that. We are not doing the copyright strikes. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to step up my game with, what I present to you guys. Some of my stuff is going to be some lifestyle stuff because I am in the process of putting together a video to show you guys some of my Pilates routine, So that one that one is coming up. Actually, I'm going to try to do it this weekend, but it's going to be really, really hot. But we'll see. Because usually when I'm videotaping and stuff, I don't really want to have the air going because, the sound gets into the video. Okay, I will let you know, Miss Kizzy. And for me, it's the same. For me, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I started working from home when my mom died, when my son was still in school, because my desire was to be at home with him, you know. And if I had been able to homeschool my son, y'all know I would have homeschooled him. And I believe if I had been able to homeschool him, he would have graduated and probably been able to go to college. because I would have had the time to invest that I honestly don't think that the school districts do, but that's okay. We're playing catch up, and I'm doing the things that I need to do to help him. We're getting ready to start the Gemini program, which is going to help him with conversation because he knows how to talk. But this is just so he'll be more comfortable having conversations that last more than 2 minutes. How about that? You know, because he's going to need to be able to do that in order, to get out there and get a job. So it's just, things that I'm going to really be working with him or trying to work with him on, you know, getting a regular routine about certain things that he needs to do successfully, so that he will be able to, one day live at least semi-independently. And some of those things I'm going to be a little bit more open and maybe you know share some of those things on the channel, um and then eventually, I know people said I should, maybe get a Patreon for certain things, and maybe I will, but for right now I'm going to just focus on what I'm comfortable putting on YouTube, and well, correction, what my son is comfortable with me sharing on YouTube, because this is his, because when I'm talking about things, that kind of stuff, this is his life, and he's an adult, so he only comes on YouTube because he wants to. Your best friend is that is so that we're gonna have to have some conversations offline, Miss Kizzy's. Yeah, we'll have some conversations offline. I have a friend out here who has she runs a adult autism home specifically for um black males on the spectrum, and that's part of the stuff that she's doing with the boys, the boys to me because they're in their 20s, in her program, helping them to get themselves ready to work, and this is helping them to, live in a group setting, but eventually so that they'll be able to, maybe be in a roommate setting and be able to pay their, pay their bills and stuff. Because, what a lot of people don't know with the way that Social Security works these days, even if you are someone who is quote unquote considered permanently disabled because you have autism, they have this thing called the workability program. And they encourage everyone to work. And they will not, and like my son, will not lose his benefits because, the at this particular point, the likelihood of him working a full-time job is probably not going to be, he'll probably work a part-time job. Eventually, you know, maybe I'll help him to start his own business. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of stuff that has just like I have been, you know, trying to get into the work, but then when COVID came, I couldn't do a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do because, you know, it required me being a lot of different places. But now that some stuff is starting to open up, and I feel comfortable, like maybe doing an activity um, at a park with my son. you know, as one of the things that I want to do with him, that kind of stuff, and, hopefully, y'all, within the next few months, we will be in a place where we'll have a backyard. And then that'll also give more opportunities because, there's a lot of things that I want to do. I just need the space. Yeah, but like Kizzy, there is there is a catering company in Florida. Florida has a lot of that's another state that does a lot of stuff for people on the spectrum. But there's this catering company that some parents helped their kids to start. Um, I personally think that for our kids, um, there being an entrepreneur is probably going to be the best path. So if we find something that they're really good at, that they can hone into an entrepreneurial, like this catering company, totally staffed by folks on the spectrum. There's a car wash. I know that a gentleman started in Texas, same thing, so that his son would have a job, and all of the staff are on the spectrum. This is how I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I'm going to have to help my son to come up with something, and maybe we create a business. You know, Another reason why, I came on YouTube, because this is a business, and I'm talking about autism, and that's his life. So, yeah, they have a lot of things going on in service in Florida, and I think that a lot of that is, I would say it's because of Dan Marino, because in South Florida, because one of his sons is on the spectrum, and he pushed a lot of stuff. But I know, like, I know in Browner, Duval, and Miami-Dade, there's a few counties where I know that they've got some really good programs in Florida. And this is just from talking to, friends of mine, either from YouTube or off YouTube, or, that are autism families that are in Florida. But there's a lot of families that moved to Florida because of that. And because it's also cheaper to live in Florida than it is to live in California. California is the other place where they have excellent, you know, the best places for services for autism. Unfortunately, California is a lot more expensive to live than Florida. So in California, someone on the spectrum's disability check, even at the full amount, is not enough to pay rent. Not even enough to pay rent. Let's not even think about food, electricity, all those other things. They would always have to be in either a roommate situation or living at home with parents. And 80% of the adults with autism, whether they are high functioning and can go out there and get a job or not, live at home with their parents and don't have a job because there is a stigma on employing people on the spectrum. And I'm talking about ones who have a college degree. Because a lot of our kids do go to college and do graduate. You know, and once again, and again, this is another reason why this online education, these are the kids who are the most hurt by not having in-person education, special needs. And it's not just kids who have autism. I mean, they're not the only ones who are in special education. You know, you've got kids who have physical disabilities as well. I mean, I'm just thinking about it from that perspective. And some children who are in special education are in special education because they have emotional issues. They too will have a difficult time learning online because they need that more individual, attention. And let's be honest, most parents, unfortunately, are not equipped to help their kids with their stuff. A lot of parents in areas that are, you know, poverty stricken may not even know how to figure out how to get the computer set up, how to hotspot, or any of that stuff. There is a picture which has gone viral. I saw it on Facebook, and then I carried it over to LinkedIn, to my my professional LinkedIn page, um, of two students sitting on the curb outside of Taco Bell with their laptops and their notebooks so that they could get the free Wi-Fi from Taco Bell because they didn't have any internet at home. And this was here in California. Yeah, this happened in California. That's how bad it is. I have friends who are teachers who are having major issues getting into the Zoom rooms, and their students, you know, some are there, some are not there. One friend of mine told me that she has one student that literally is sitting back, kicking back with her hands behind her head, laying on her bed in class, and the teacher had to tell her to sit up and pay attention. These are the challenges that are going on with online education. Not to mention that one county here in California, well, one school district, it's not the county, one school district had to take back all of the laptops and tablets because there's some kind of malware in their system. That's how online education is going. And what I don't understand is that I know in almost every state in this country, they all have some kind of state online programs. There is a, K through 12 online public education across this country. My question is that why didn't they try to structure this similar to how they're doing it with those students who are already online? That's what I don't understand. And why did they give the teachers 2 days of training, 2 days before school started, instead of 2 months of training when they knew pretty much all summer long, most of these school districts across the country pretty much knew that they probably were not going to be going back to school in the classroom this month. This is what I don't understand. Why it happened that way. But we knew that it was going to be hiccups. But some of those hiccups could have been avoided by them having a better plan. Them having a better plan. Pure and simple. You know? Because if they had had a better plan, our poor babies would not be suffering right now. Because they are actually entitled to this education. That part, you know, a free education at that. And it should be a good one, not just free. It's just sad. You know, this whole year has been a year for the books. I mean, there's a lot of good things that are happening. You know, creative people are thinking out of the box and making things happen despite all of the things that are going on in the world. But just think how much more we could be doing, those of us who are still grinding. Just think how much more we could be doing if we weren't going through all of this. You know, I'm praying that I'm able to go see my dad by Christmas. You know, or at least by January, you know, to celebrate our birthdays, because our birthdays are 5 days apart. My dad is in North Carolina. My dad is an essential worker. Praise God, you know, because my father's an excellent dermatologist. Don't y'all see how beautiful my skin is? But that's just my genes. That's just my genes. You know, all of us, me, my sister, and brother, all of us have good skin. But my dad's mom, my grandmother, had really bad eczema, and it skipped over 2 generations and landed on my baby. And my son had really bad eczema as a child. He, as an adult, doesn't have it because he grew out of it, which I am very happy of. But this is just going to be a really weird year. I think it's going to be a really weird Thanksgiving season, a really weird Christmas season. And just think about it. This stuff all started really to bubble between January and February. We were starting to hear about it. And then by March, the entire world had turned upside down. The entire world. And although we probably will never really know the real number of people who actually got sick with this, most of us know at least one person who did get some form of it, be it asymptomatic or them actually getting it, or worst case scenario, some of us know people who actually died from said COVID. Yeah, but this year has been, this has just been a crazy year. And this is my son's 25th year. My son will have 25 rotations around the sun this year. This is his 25th year on this earth. This is supposed to be like a big birthday for him. And we're probably not going to be able to do a whole bunch. You know? We're probably not going to be able to do much. But it's a big birthday for him. 25 years ago, he was born. And he was a big one, y'all. King David was a 10-pounder. I hope that we leave this year with a new president. I pray, but I also pray that God's will be done in this situation, and that if we don't get another president, that he helps me to understand why we still have this one. So that's why I keep encouraging everyone to please, 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 please vote. I really don't care who you vote for. I just need everyone to vote. We don't want, if we have a 60% election, we will guarantee this fool is back there. And I'm not even saying that Biden's a much better choice. But the one thing that I can probably say is that he won't have us with this division that's going on right now. We are in an anarchy. And this man is telling you that he is the president of law and order. Really? Let's think about that. I posted something on my IG today, and it was about about the Blue Lives Matter, So I can't go to my IG because y'all know I'm in the middle of this. But if you are following me on IG, please go and take a look at my at one of my I think it's my second to my last post today. And I'm DC the Purple Diva on IG. And if you don't follow me, you can request me. Biden is 77. And how old is Trump? He's somewhere in there too. They're both old. They're both old. They're both old. Biden's running mate is 55. My personal opinion is that should be about the maximum age of someone running for president today. I recognize that we have a minimum age to run for president, because I believe you have to be at least 35 years old to run for president. But damn it, there should be a maximum. There should be a maximum so we can stop getting all these old farts. Biden is 77. Biden stutters like that, whoever that king was. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I too am a stutterer. And sometimes when you stutter, it does appear like, you're having an issue upstairs with, the thought process. But what it really is that you're having a hard time getting the words out. Yep. You're having a hard time getting. So they're both 77. Exactly. They're both our old farts. They're both 77. And then I think Pence is old too. I believe that by the time, if Trump made it another 4 years, Pence would be like 80 or close to it. He's got to be in his 70s too. We've got to get younger people. we've only had 3 presidents in the last, I would say, 60. I'm going to have to say in the last 60 years. The last 60 years, only 3 presidents were under the age of 50. That would be Kennedy, Clinton, because he was under 50 when he went into office, and Obama. Everybody else is over 50. And most are over 60. Now we're getting, everybody's a senior citizen when they, going into the White House. And to me, at that age, you're not in touch with what's really going on with our country, because that's what I believe is the reason why 45 talks the way he talks. Because that's the old guard. That's the old guard thinking. That's how they are. He knows he's dividing the country. He knows he's doing it. He knows. So Trump is what, 75? He's 75. He's like 2 years younger, because he's definitely over the age of 70. That much I do know. He's not much younger. They're both in their mid 70s. So it's sad. I'm gonna come on camera, you guys, because I'm about to jump off of here. I will be back on tomorrow. But my my phone is at 8%. Yeah, that's what I say. He's like 74, 70. He's about 75. Hey, everyone. Hi, guys. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys for being here. David is coming. Here he comes. Here he comes, y'all. He's coming. Come on, come on. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Say hi. He's already ready for bed. He just wants to say hi to y'all. Yep. All right. Okay. Bye. All right, you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow. Until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Thank you, Save Yourself. Yeah, I know he looks like Mama. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Peace, y'all.